Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League, Season 13, Week 2. Last time, this isn't the GGs. Where is my KP 5G towers?
There.
This time, let's see if things change. No
Another
Jakiro.
instant ban on Jakiro. I think we know who that's intended for.
DaBush?
The Conka ban though? Really?
For
Yep.
London.
Just straight up. London. Kunkka is London's light comfort hero, so no surprise getting rid of him twice in a row. And they don't want to see that DP again, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean DP can go on either London or Wizard and to equally good effect.
DP I find at base is just a well-utilized hero in almost any role.
Yeah, she's what the kids call OP right now. Omni Knight.
Really? First pick Omni, is that wise? That's if anyone on DaBush 911 knows how to play well, Shadow Demon, this is not gonna end well.
Shadow Demon.
Shadow Demon's a fantastic counterpick to a number of heroes that are currently really strong.
Play it, maybe.
Yeah, we have seen Hollywood do some good work on the Shadow Demon.
Let's see.
I think Hollywood would rather do work on the Marana, to be honest with you, but that's his prerogative.
Speaking of Hollywood, is Hollywood over there, or is that who Thugwood is?
Thugwood is Hollywood.
Yeah, that's Hollywood.
Okay, I figured they were just doing a bit. Alright. Didn't want to assume, just in case there was just a conveniently similar name on a replacement they had last minute.
Yeah, like Chris and Chris from last season.
Yeah.
Oh god, don't remind me.
Vengeful Spirit.
Very nice pick there, honestly. I can respect the Venge first pick. The question is, can this person actually play Venge?
Yes.
Because there's been a few times where we've seen Venge picked to very impotent effect.
It's true.
I think Renge is a momentum-based hero. Like, if the game's not going well, she's not going to be useful. But if the game
True.
is
She
going
also
well,
goes
she's
really... She pairs best with
pretty good.
snowballing heroes who like picks. Like Storm Spirit, somewhat Drow, and to a lesser extent, honestly, I've seen it played with him a little. Anti-Mage.
I know,
well...
I know most supports have that issue. Okay, so that's all he would pick.
Heine and Omni. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
That is nasty. That is like vomit. In the
That's,
back
we
of
want
your
to win
throat.
this game.
Vomit out of every single hole of your body. Even your pores. Just become vomit.
Even out from under your fingernails.
Okay, we're stopping that one.
Oh, the VS and
Skyrath.
Skyrath, thematically appropriate.
Yeah, actually, it's a little unspoken, but VS and Skyrath do kind of pair well together for their abilities.
Right, yeah, you could, well, one of Skyrath's biggest issues is people just simply right-clicking away from him. He has a slow, but until he gets Rod of Atos, that's where it ends. VS being able to swap somebody right in front of Skyrath's face and then stun them, that is pretty much a guaranteed kill.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's one conceit I do have about Skyrath that I really don't appreciate from him as a general pick. He gets the armor scaling of a wet piece of tissue paper. He is squishy as all hell towards right clicks, and you're gonna need like a Shiva's and, I don't know, maybe a Lotus Orb to make him not die to a single PA crit. The dude is beyond squishy. You're
gonna need a 3 who can tank for him, that much is certain.
Or at least somebody that can divert attention off him or stand as a physical bodyguard.
These are two guys, actually, so far, who are really flimsy. Somebody who has the ability to, like, carry tank to their team. We definitely need to see some of that here. You know, something like a Centaur, a Pit Lord, even a Necro would be really nice in a spell like this.
I would almost make a case for a fourth pick over on DaBush 911 for Alchemist, actually.
Alchemist!
I
mean,
think
VS
Manoy plays in, but...
Yeah, VS and Alchemist are pretty... VS, Alchemist, and Skyrath are a pretty nice little triple combo here, and if they so decided, they could pull off a tri-lane, but I think that'd be the first we would actually see in this league, wouldn't it?
No.
No,
Rush Riders
really.
did several tri-lanes last season.
I must have missed those.
I like Life Stealer in this game for DaBush.
Lifestealer? Yeah, no, he'd be a good fit.
Oh,
Very
yeah, so far.
aggressive.
By DaBush, I mean the player. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very aggressive hero. Could definitely make Tiny think twice about engaging a fight if he's there.
Right. Yeah, definitely a good thing against Tiny. It makes Tiny have to build in a very specific way. Downside, Omni can help him build in that very specific.
Oh, are you kidding me?
There it is.
Well,
I'm sorry, that was a bit of a vitriolic reaction. You didn't even ban Viper first. Okay, I'm justified in this. I am justified in this.
They better. I will
I've never
actually.
They,
seen
laugh.
them.
they have
Viper in my
Tiny
life.
and Omni. They have Tiny and Omni. They can totally afford to take Viper right now.
Even if they don't want to pick Viper for 2, they can definitely pick him for 3.
True. I don't know what Vitruvius plays.
They got 2 minutes to decide this. I can smell it on the wind, man. This is happening.
It better. I mean, they got no real reason not to. It is such an easy counter.
Viper just eats VS, like squish heroes like VS and Skyrat for breakfast, and DK is just dessert.
The thing I was saying earlier about how they need a guy who can tank for the lineup. Bring the tank to them, not be the tank himself necessarily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly,
DK
I feel like you know what would have been better than DK in my opinion? Mars.
Could be Mars. I think the more of an Aura Lord you are, the better things go for this team. Like a Dark Seer could also fit in that pretty well.
Ooh, yeah. Night Stalker. That's
Okay.
3 melees so far, and their 4th pick.
And
Also melee.
4 melees. Wow. Okay.
But imagine what happens when Magnus gets a big RP in front of Tiny.
This is probably going to be a good game for Night Stalker to go for something like a Maelstrom or a full-blown Mjolnir, maybe. If
And
Magnus gets a good RP off.
And that's again, you're going to I guess not anymore. Well, yeah, not anymore. Man, this would have been 2 really great arguments for Viper as well. I guess hypothetically you could go for Magnus, but sure, probably shouldn't.
No,
You know,
it's
this
not
is a bit of an
Magnus.
unpopular opinion, but a 5th... Brood?
I've seen Vex practicing this a lot, so
Like,
be
sorry,
interesting.
I'm sounding really rude about this, but Brood? Really?
yeah, Vex
Really?
has been super practicing it. Yeah,
Okay.
it works sometimes and doesn't work other times. That's what I can say.
That sounds like Brood, not his gameplay, honestly.
Yeah, that's the hero.
Does Brood
for
work
sure.
in this game?
Well, Skyrath and Venge can sort of help slow people down, and even DK can keep him rooted in place while Broodmother beats him up, but
that's a good news.
I think, depending on what their 5th pick might be over there on GG's, I don't know who's going to take it, but if there is someone who's willing to play Sniper, that is a dangerous combo, because Sniper being allowed to sit in the front line with 4 beefy people just able to run the opponents down, you don't want to see that.
Magnus is probably their mid here. I will say this much. One unfortunate thing, I'm peering into the mist. It's giving me a vision. All right, Tiny with Echo Saber walks up to the Broodmother Spider Cloud and hits it twice and gets $1 million.
Yeah.
They
Or-
need 4. Can they pick yes?
Magnus shockwaves it.
I
Or
think they can pick yes.
Tiny presses any of his buttons at them.
they could oh my god, imagine the Earthshaker.
They
Imagine
actually passed up Luna themselves. They really could have used Luna, I would think.
I think they're picking 4. So
more than likely. It should be Tiny One. So far, there has not been any good argument by DaBush to 911 as to why the not GGs should not run Tiny One here.
If they're going to commit to full melee, they may want Wraith King, honestly.
Would be funny.
Well, honestly, if he builds like Ag's Refresher and everything and gets all of the big not scared of death items that he could go for, his team could literally just death march in and kill everybody without fear of anything.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm in fear.
Death becomes a resource, but once you're able to circumvent it, you don't have to worry about it at all. Oh, man. I'm really worried, though, for DaBush 911 over here. I don't know what they're going to do. Like, their 5th pick has to be able to deal with every single one of these heroes individually.
Has to be the $1 million pick.
Honestly, I'm kind of willing to put a bit of thought into perhaps having a Naga as their one over on DaBush 911, because what better way to counteract Magnus, Night Stalker, Tiny, and all them from getting all their stuff off than just having Naga Song in and have Broodmother and Dragonite catch up?
Right, yeah, this is a very strong game for both the Naga initiates and, like, de-escalations.
There's an
And
ES, I wouldn't,
not
I
to
would shy
mention,
away from Naga.
Perhaps. Honestly, her net would be a great way of keeping Night Stalker right where you want him, especially if his daytime hits him at a bad moment without his ult.
Right.
You got 10 seconds to decide this. Are they really going to push this?
7,
We'll see.
6.
Dire team pick.
Uh-oh.
Earthshaker? Well, I
Uh-oh.
guess they... Oh. Oh.
This just went from bad to worse for the Bush to 911.
Well, that's a direct counter to at least 3 of those 4 heroes, at least out of their whole lineup on the GGs, but they're all melee, though. If they get one good, just oppressive range... That's not oppressive range, but that is Lifestealer against a bunch of really tanky heroes.
Right.
Magnus is still a threat to Lifestealer, though, and somewhat Omni.
5 strength heroes, actually.
So,
They're all strength.
So downside,
I really hate that Broodmother skin. That makes my skin crawl.
it just
Look, I grew up in California, and you see a spider that looks like that, you got bit by it, you just tell your mom you love her.
Downside, Lifestealer, if he gets enough time, space, and money, is going to eat all these guys for breakfast.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually.
Upside,
Earthshaker and Magnus get lots of strength growth, so, rip.
upside. This is going to... Everybody else on Lifestealer's team is going to get clowned constantly. Like, he is going to be looking at a lot of deaths, a lot of friendly deaths on his door, and I don't know how much he can do to stop that.
Yeah,
He's going to need to be born with a shard.
Yeah, and on Skywrath, unless he gets a lot of farm and has a significant amount of support and getting his ult to hit somebody with, I don't think he's killing anyone solo this game. Maybe Omni or possibly Earthshaker if he's in a pinch, but I genuinely don't believe Skywrath is going to be their big potential at this rate.
I really just hope I get to see the point in the game where Magnus blinks behind Lifestealer and charges him right as he enrages, and he just goes flying through, doesn't do anything.
No, better. He tries to get Magnus, ends up getting Earthshaker, pulls him right into his entire team and Brood.
Nice.
Yeah, not a Brood, it just blows them all up.
On Magnus' team, so...
Yeah, but that's what I mean,
Friendly
though.
fire.
Yeah, friendly fire, though. But I mean more to the effect of he just messes up his pull and gets like the wrong person, gets his whole team killed, is what I mean.
That would be
I can kind of see that happening if they accidentally drag DK in and like Omni's too close.
DK2, my favorite.
Yeah, trash boat.
I hate that skin for Broodmother so much.
Something wrong?
Like, I'm not scared of spiders, but let's just say that if you grew up in California, you see something that looks like this bite you, you didn't really have a lot of time left. Well, until the anti-venoms were at least sufficiently developed, and then it wasn't so bad after that. But when I was a kid, it wasn't too uncommon to hear, oh, little Timmy went reached into a bucket in his backyard and became an
30
obituary.
seconds to battle.
Especially if the spider is like the size of like a regular human.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Ocelot, you're not afraid of spiders. Like, let's say you're walking around, you're in the park, right? Take a look to your right, you see a little staircase, and you see this just wandering back and forth on top of it. This size, like... Let's say Omni Knight is as tall as you are.
Yeah, no, that's what happens. Omni Knight runs in and
Whacks
just
it with
kills
a hammer.
it. He just... Okay, Ice Frog, please give Omni Knight a giant newspaper roll for a weapon.
I mean, he's already got a big glowing... He's already got a big
Yeah,
glowing
you see,
Swiss
it
cake
doesn't
roll.
even fight back. You just have to run up and hit it a few times and it goes away.
It's already got a big golden Swiss cake roll, so, you know, it only makes sense.
Man, is it just me, or those just kind of don't taste good anymore? Like, when I was a few years younger, those were amazing, but now it just kind of tastes...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it because we're older and more discerning, or is it because it's gotten shittier over time?
I think it's a little of both.
Sponsored by
Maybe.
Swiss cake rolls.
Oh no! My money!
Demonetized Swiss cake rolls. Okay, here comes the problem with laning, though. They got a lot of melees in this, and I'm gonna be frank, most of the people who are also melee on that lineup are kind of better at it. Because Omni can kind of threaten Brood with his skills, but her right click is like undeniably deadlier.
I tell you what's going to be really nasty. This Lifestealer VS lane is going to be really nasty. I do not envy the Night Stalker.
Lifestealer with a damage buff and armor reduction on the opponent with a pretty consistent low cooldown, high damage stun. Yeah, this is something to be afraid of. Night Stalker is, like, understandably keeping his distance a little.
It's also understandably...
Ooh, wow, that was sudden.
Look,
I think
it's like
that
we
was
didn't
just
miss it at all.
this is very sudden. It's just gonna happen out of nowhere. Yep, almost instantaneous
Ready
death.
for you.
Tree to the back of the head.
Tiny just,
Anyway, back it
knocks
up.
him down. Yeah. You can see Vitruvius doing a very good job trying as hard as he can
Oh wait,
to...
we got some fun happening in mid. Oh,
Trying-
never mind.
Trying
He's
very
out of
hard
power.
to just stifle Lifestealer's farm at every encounter, you know. He'll sometimes just pop his
Yeah.
void just to stop him from getting last hits.
He definitely got God on, but he's not dead. Vex getting slapped by a tree.
Oh
Christmas tree.
man. Uh-oh. Omni might actually be in trouble here. He doesn't have his heal.
Just
Getting
barely
there.
out of vision.
Yeah, just keep...
Making really good use of Fog of War to dodge those attacks.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Kinda
Wizard.
shouldn't be
Yeah,
out
that's
far.
Wizard. Like,
There
exactly
is,
the kind of guy who would know exactly where the fog gun is for the enemy.
The Juke Master. Speaking of out a little bit too far, Earthshaker just
Ruins the pole.
tried to deny the pull there with his wall.
Talk about sad.
Man, this is a rough game here. Like, look really quick. Look at the net worth if you could. It's not much at several minutes, but look at Tiny already.
Whoops. Yeah, ouch. Tiny, way out in front, as they say.
They got first blood. It's not surprising.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh.
They don't have a means of catching up to, unfortunately. Lifesteal
Yeah.
just isn't fast enough on his own, and Earthshaker's got boots.
Right. One thing I was going to say before that happened is that this offlane here, they're taking their actual fights very cautiously. They're doing it very well. In this game, Earthshaker and Night Stalker aren't performing a traditional offlane. They're performing almost this sort of partisan war strategy. They're just, you know, trying to mess with pulls. They're just trying to mess with farm. Rather than trying to get any sort of kills or knock Lifestealer out by harassment.
A
they're trying to
victory
knock
through
him out by-
inconvenience, in other words.
Yeah. Trying to knock him out by just bleeding him out, just making it as inefficient as possible for him to farm the lane.
As much low-grade sabotage as they can afford.
Correct.
Ooh,
Wizard.
Omni is a little out of position going for that. He might... Okay, no, he's fine, he's fine. Is this enough to get a kill? No,
No.
not on its own.
Level 1 thus.
Ooh, Wizard's in trouble. Oh, he'd break and line of sight again. Oh, no, that was the wrong tree! He picked the wrong tree. Oh.
Alright.
Now, gentlemen, this is a good example of eat your peas, Professor. Chew on those tangos, it'll save your life.
Thank you, Omniscience. Thank you,
Oh,
Omniscience.
no, Wizard, you are begging for death, dude. Get out of
Holy
here.
crap. How does he not cue that? I guess he probably
Not
didn't
in
have
range.
quite enough mana at that point.
No, he was just slightly out of range. I've played a fair bit of Skywrath in my
Oh,
time
no.
and against him. What are you doing,
Goodbye.
Wizard?
He just wants to leave. Leave without TPing mine, because if he TPs, then he has to walk back. But if
Yeah.
he just dies, he can just TP back. He doesn't
I
care
assume
that
that's
much
the,
about Angry Skywrath.
I assume that's the joke there. It's just like he's
You
trying
know-
to do the walk of shame, just
you know,
Skywrath that's blocking him.
I'd like to point this out, but I feel like if Skywrath was sitting behind the lines that long and just visibly going for it, he should have pinged to have someone come in and gank. Like, Earthshaker walling off his escape would have been huge.
Yeah, it's not like the offlane is really doing much right now, so it's not a bad plan.
I feel like Earthshaker might be dedicating too much effort to try and keeping Nightstalker alive when it's already nighttime. Honestly, nighttime is probably the one moment you can leave Nightstalker alone and he'll be relatively fine.
Right. Notably, by the way,
Barring disaster, of course. Speaking of disaster.
Oh.
DaBush doesn't actually want any of
Night Stalker
this.
he just wants to get that farm, which is a good idea considering that Magnus is way ahead of everybody.
Yeah, so far, London at mid has been just kind of stomping on Trash Boat here.
Not quite killing him, but Trashboat just can't seem to deal with Magnus either.
Yeah. Up near 10 last sets, up the nose.
hero, so.
Oh, that's convenient.
That is convenient.
Magnus really likes Arcane Runes, and he's definitely maxing that in power too, so the moment Magnus leaves his lane, decides to gank somewhere... Ooh, wow! Whoa! That was sudden.
Yeah, let's take another look at that.
Spin that back, yeah. Oh, he just died instantly. Yeah. Maybe not instantly, but close to it.
One thing I would like to point out for the gallery, though, Earthshaker is still level 2.
Well, what's Night Stalker's level to compensate for that fact?
At the very least, Night Stalker's level is 5. He just hit
Almost
6.
6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Level 6 this quickly is very good for him, so it's a sacrifice
Yeah,
that
honestly,
you want to make sometimes, I guess.
I can get behind that. Oh no. Oh,
he's
not
dead.
enough.
Structures are fortified.
And that blows his TP too, so he's gonna be... He's gonna find it hard to get around for a while.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So that
It's
that
a little
XP
sad to
gap
see
is-
Earthshaker eat a TP like that because he is a slow hero without blink.
Is under attack.
So that XP gap is gonna only get worse. They're not gonna have Echo Slam to play with for a very long time.
I
Yeah.
think that's not as huge of a detriment until Brood fully comes online. It's definitely a deterrent, you could say, but it's not quite a scale tipper at this point. You need at least 3 heroes and like a creep wave in any given Echo Slam to at least get like a guaranteed kill for your team at least.
True.
Yep.
But for Echo Slam, it's not necessarily about the guarantees sometimes. It's not about... Sometimes it's not about having like the big flashy show-off Echo Slam that changes the world. It's about having that Echo Slam that's one more big cast in the middle of a fight and just buries people.
Hold that thought. I just like to address something here. A broom handle just dropped in a team of 5 that are all melees. That has to be the most potentially contested item in all of Dota right now.
Earthshaker, dead again. Kind of showed up top to die. At this point, I'm thinking...
It's like a beer bottle falling in the middle of a circle of Alcoholics Anonymous. They're all just gonna like fight each other to the death over it.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Damn.
middle tower has fallen.
Is that not like the basic scenario there? It just
It's the
hits the
worst
ground.
AA group of all time, man.
Yeah.
Just
Hey,
stop.
look, man, I've heard some stories.
You ever been to Alcoholics Anonymous?
Myself, no, but my mom is an alcoholic.
Is the reason you haven't been to Alcoholics Anonymous that everybody already knows who
Dire's
you
middle
are?
tower is under attack.
That's true.
That's certainly a way to look at it, but no, not an alcoholic, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I
I'm
hope-
not an alcoholic.
Yeah, I hope to one day become one.
Yeah, imagine having that underneath your LinkedIn profile, just aspiring alcoholic.
Can't
I
wait.
didn't get there yet, but I will one day. Too poor right now.
Just can't wait to be
Too
drunk.
poor. Too poor to make toilet wine.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Magnus.
London?
I don't think they're gonna get him here. Unless they really dedicate to it.
Nah,
Nah,
they're already pulling back.
They realize he's just too fast.
You want to hear the
Too
saddest
fast
thing
and
of all
too
time?
tanky.
Saddest thing of all time, Magnus has a higher HP pool right now than Dragon Knight does.
Well, I think that... Has he been putting points in stats, actually? No. Wow. I guess that's just raw beef. Dang.
A lot of meat in that cow. Rhino.
Oh, boy. I think Wizard's gonna die. Yeah, he's definitely screwed.
Tiny once
No,
again.
we actually got the
Man.
backup. Timely stun.
Kind of the issue with Tiny in this lane is that by this point, Tiny is already pretty much impossible for either of the offlaners to answer. Like, if Tiny doesn't have the easiest time killing them, he would definitely have to put a lot of effort into it, but the other way around is, like, just an untenable situation. They can't kill Tiny. Basically. At least these two can't alone. So, to that end, every time Tiny wants something, Tiny just kind of gets something. He has a lot of control in this lane.
don't think it necessarily matters that much to Vex specifically in this game because he plays Brood in, you know, the very classic way that you play Brood. You just wait for the people you're contesting to go elsewhere, and then
Oh no, Brood got caught out, and she's in an awkward spot right between her webs where it's just not enough to path through them. Did you see that?
and then you put constant pressure on the lane, hoping to bait TPs from other places.
Earthshaker,
I remember.
dead again.
Oh. No, I remember
Right.
seeing someone making an argument to buffing and changing Brood to where there's like a small like a
Vitruvius.
link pool.
Well, Vitruvius is probably asking for a Night Stalker buff now.
Middle tower is under
Yeah.
Four men.
As I was bringing up, I gotta say the Broodmother thing I remember seeing was that people were really for a while recommending that Brood had like a sticky like a buff on her, like after walking on her web, where after leaving the web she still retained some of that free walking for a bit. But then people brought up, well, no, that kind of wouldn't work because then you'd walk outside your web for like a millisecond, it would fall off, and you get stuck in trees and have to drop another one of your, you know, spider webs.
You can kind of already see what I was talking about earlier there, where like a full cloud of brood spiders on the last cycle of them just got eaten by Tiny, gets all the money. I will say this
They aren't
much.
worth a terrible amount, but it's still a difference that's not good.
4 men come in to gank the Night Stalker.
Radiant's
That's great. I think 4 men kind of probably needed to come in and gank this guy.
Amazing stun from Tiny. Completely sets their gank off.
The 4 men are here to gank the Tiny. Good news.
Skywrath dropped everything he had on Tiny, and he's only half dead.
structures are fortified.
That Tiny is made of solid rock. There is no killing him.
The gank there was a bit awkward. Felt like the established off lane didn't quite realize it in time.
Hey guys, you know my opinion on skipping abilities and not taking value points, right?
Right?
Why does Vengeful Spear not have her ult on 6?
That's a great question, Randy.
I don't think you build swap level 6 unless you need it.
Radiant's bottom tower
I'd kind of consider an ultimate something you need.
Yeah, when do you not need VS
Like,
swapping? We just missed a kill on Tiny because we didn't have that on Dire.
Exactly, yeah.
Or it might have been a call from Vex, I'm not sure.
Could be the dreaded
Push.
misclick even.
Could be, could be.
It could be, it could be.
I mean, hey, if he all it is a slip of a button.
Oh
even
no,
just,
bro!
You're kidding me. Is that the broom handle that got found early?
is under attack.
Nobody's ever gonna pick that up, it's gonna remain
Please
till the
tell
end
me
of the
that.
game.
It's Radiance, I think.
Oh my god.
Both of their broom handles are on the ground somewhere.
Oh.
What the hell is this?
This is no broom handle day.
It's
If you first to pick up a broom handle loses a game.
it's a janitor revolt. They're all on strike. Okay, this is like the third time I've had to say this in this series, but I'm gonna say it again. If an item drops on the ground and you don't pick it up and your team loses, it's most likely your fault you lost. Especially if
I
it
don't
gets to
think
the
a
enemy
broom handle
team.
is that, is that
I've
much.
seen games won by smaller things, Randy. I've seen games won by split-second decisions. I've seen games lost by a single point of armor. It is the most tragic thing, and that right there is the definition of tragedy. Holy crap.
Night
Gets
Stalker
lots of
flying overhead.
praise.
I cannot
That was
find.
good.
I cannot find where the other broom handle is. I know where the Radiant broom handle is, but I am clueless as to where the
I
Dire broom
had
handle
to
is.
assume it might have dropped. Does anyone have a shovel, actually? Because it's possible it fell out of a shovel creek.
Is under attack.
Let's find out. Dire have shovel? Answer is no. Oh, did somebody note it? Nope.
Of all people that could have noticed it, Brood, and Brood would really like that broom handle.
It's still here. What the f...
You know what? Let's have a little fun bit here. When do you think someone's gonna notice that broom handle? Let's try to keep a timestamp on it. Let's make a note of this, right?
Oh man.
Oh my god, London.
Oh,
No. No ult need. Okay, ult needed.
Solo
never mind.
RP to secure the kill on DK. Honestly, kind of worth it.
Radiant's top
Yeah, Tiny gets it, so hard to argue. Had to swap in there to try and save. Unfortunately, does not quite get the mark. This is not great for Pohohoro, who has nothing but unfriendly territory to run into and a Night Stalker at night.
That's not the worst person who could have got the kill.
It's still there.
I don't understand, dude. Is the other one like somewhere here? Because I noticed there's like another.
Check
No, that's
spawn.
webs.
Check spawn.
Check spawn. Okay. No shovel or no broom handle here. And
Check the opponent's stash. It might have been found in theirs.
Oh.
Nope, they're both missing. What the
Oh.
hell?
What
Both
is
broom
this?
handles are missing.
I'm trying so hard to find the dire broom handle too. Like I have no idea where it is.
It's a broom handle ignore game.
Where the,
That's both captains
Schrodinger-
agreed to this.
Schrodinger's broom handles.
where the hell's the broom handle? Did they like steal a
Right,
radiant camp and
right.
leave it in there?
It's fine, dude. Don't worry about it.
I am so worried about this. You do not understand the level of my worry, Randy.
Honestly, both Night Stalker and Tiny having a broom handle would be really scary. Is someone gonna find it? What if they get each other's broom handles and they realize, hey, wait, I got your broom handle. What a trade.
Broom mother, not broom handle. Brood mother just walked
Broom
into
mother.
it. Broom mother just walked in. This is the biggest. This is the biggest.
They
This is-
planned it, dude. It's the captains agreed.
This is the biggest distraction in the history of this cast, and this is the darkest night in the history of our sport. Like,
If you're a
Honestly.
broom handle, it's the darkest night, I guess.
where's the other one? Where the hell is it?
Totally
What
under
happened
the
to
ancient
brooms?
sect.
Oh my God! Radiant got the broom handle. That means
Let me
this is
get it.
Dyer's.
Oh, it is Dyer's. Alright.
Dyer's broom handle just sitting here. No,
That's
dude,
fine.
no. Why
Petition
would-
for voice lines to be added to the game and make it so that you
Oh,
can tell.
Vex.
Oh, rip.
If I-
Yeah,
if I-
petition for
did
voice lines to be
put those
added for when
on too.
jungle items drop, so that everyone knows when one's been dropped on your team. Oh, look,
my God.
someone's gonna see it. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Trash.
Trash
mode.
mode. he has bigger problems, man.
You can at
Hey,
least
you don't want them
right-click and
getting
out.
yeah.
Oh.
This is a
Look.
man that's just looking at spawn and furiously right-clicking.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that someone's gonna find it. Yep, it's gonna be Night Stalker.
They don't
Okay.
care. Okay.
And there it
I don't-
goes. If I was Life Stealer, if
Okay,
I
he
was
just got his other item.
yeah, if I was Life Stealer, yeah, he's got his own broom handle. Don't worry. If I was Life Stealer and a broom handle dropped on the ground and I didn't get to have it, somebody on my team let a broom handle hit the ground and like 3 or 4 people on my team ran past it and never picked it up,
Dire's structures
I would kill you. You would die.
I mean, it's not like a penalty.
There is no worse feeling than watching your entire team get murdered by a guy carrying an item from your team that you found but didn't pick up.
Yeah.
That is literally the equivalent of getting shot by your own gun. It is embarrassing.
Mother,
Oh no.
Mother
Yeah, gone on again. Unfortunate.
is gone.
Well, canonically speaking, it is very common for spiders to die by broom.
Can I point out?
Quicksilver.
Can I point out for the record? Okay, leave the
This is
spiders
true.
in lane. Can I point out in record that Tiny is 5-0-2. He has the most flashes in the server, and good money says, yeah, top net worth as well by almost $1,000. This is getting bad.
However, he is also a house of cards. He's definitely durable, but they do have the team comp to bring him down. They just need to actually come together for it.
I don't think they are going to.
Dire's
Like,
top tower is under
Vex
attack.
doesn't play Brood Mother in that way.
That's true,
it's gonna
unfortunately.
be very hard.
Brigand's Blade on Life Stealer. Yeesh. Not an item you want to see appear on him. Are they gonna actually make this work? Bit of a superfluous Shadow Blade pop there.
He's got the Quicksilver, which isn't very good on him unless he's got his
Ult on cooldown, yeah.
yeah. Well, I would say his Shard.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
That's the
Hmm.
best possible time to have Quicksilver
Dire
pop.
are scanning.
Outside of that, it's just basically Rage becomes the old Rage, and that's it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
DK's just going for it.
Come on. Come on. There we go.
Got it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And
Uh-oh.
the price you pay is one dead spider.
Ooh, Tiny is a walking wall
Uh-oh.
of death.
Oh, the RP!
RP hits literally everybody alive on the team. Uh-oh!
Oh god, indeed.
Well, that's proof that the omniscience exists. Let's see how that money changed hands. Oh, Tiny got a lot of that. Magnus got a lot of that. Night Stalker
Night
got a lot
Stalker
of
got
that.
plenty, yeah.
2,300 gold changes.
Beautiful.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm no expert, but I feel like if I'm pushing towers, it's probably 5 lust for a T2, and then a T2 in kind is probably not an equivalent trade. Tiny is getting terrifying.
Dire's middle tower has
Yeah, I think he already is.
I think he's still at the point where Lifestealer hypothetically could do something to him. Lifestealer needs to not be in the RP. I think Lifestealer can be not in the RP. I don't think it's like a given Lifestealer's going to be in it. I don't think Magnus can hold RP for him necessarily.
I think you just don't let Magnus through if you're playing GG's.
Well, this isn't GG's.
Oh yeah, it is. Look at their tag.
Yeah, but it's not the GG's. I know they have a tag, but it is a lie. You're able to identify lies, aren't you, Randy?
Yeah. I'm Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
No, that's really more Apollo's thing, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. It's his lie
You just
detector
got
bracelet.
owned. You got owned.
I got him, ladies and gentlemen! I got him!
They both still expose lies in the courtroom, so
That is
the
true.
major overarching
Well,
game
one
is-
could literally spot a lie. One just sort of dumbassedly bumbles into the truth.
That's true.
Wait, you're talking about Randy, right?
Yes.
Turn off Phoenix Wright.
Randy, you're a doctor, right?
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
What do you think the chances are surviving this Tiny at this point?
Well, considering he just
Pretty
updated to Chrysalis, my opinion
Pretty
over
low, I
Randy's.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Randy's
It's-
diagnosis here.
I think it's
Oh,
Brood. You know,
correction.
yeah, when
You know
you're
what,
1-0 in
Randy?
a series, you can like experiment like this in game 2, and if it doesn't work out, it's whatever.
Yeah, speaking of, by the way, not only did he just upgrade to Chrysalis, he's got enough money for a Silver Edge, I believe. Oh no.
Oh,
Very bravely.
DK, you don't have the ability to kill this man alone. What
You
are
don't have
doing?
the stones!
London.
Oh, he's about to get stones, alright.
I like
He's
the
got 6 inches of stone firmly buried in his backside.
I really like the. Oh!
Oh,
Tennyson!
Okay.
No.
Just ban this hero against London, man.
Tennyson dropping 10 pounds of crap right on top of their head.
Did you
Yeah.
learn nothing from PSG LGD?
Man, what was I even gonna say?
Oh.
Yeah, Randy, if you're a doctor, is this a point where you're handing out the... Well, as a doctor of Dota, is this a point where you're handing out the little pamphlet that has the 5 stages on it? Like,
Yeah.
what stage should we be
That's-
at right now for healthy acceptance?
It's a game 2, and it's like you won game 1, so whatever.
We had denial. We had
I
anger,
don't know,
where
man.
we at?
I don't know, man. Considering denial, I think looking at Tiny's lessons, I think he's got denial covered well.
That's true. We've already had probably more of the denies than not that we're going to have in this game, so probably too late for denial. And one thing I will say,
I think we're probably gonna be reaching raids. I'm almost predicting we're gonna get like a salt feed maybe.
we're gonna get rage. Well, despite all his rage, Vex is still the rat in bot lane. So that is still going on down here. That is something at the very least. The equilibrium at bot lane is always
It
horrible.
was last game. It was Heat that was on Monkey King. Yes.
Heatwave was on Monkey King. It was the Earthshaker this game.
Yeah, which is actually probably really fortunate that they're winning, but definitely thinking we're gonna be having some kind of salt issue. Brood.
Well, there go all the spiderlings.
Brood.
BKB.
This
This is not nice.
Brood. Okay.
Vex is happy with this because like he's just wasting their time, and he wasted 5 rotations. So he
On
gets
one
raised
hand-
to his score.
On one hand, he wasted 5 rotations. On the other hand, they're immediately going to take this T1 bot and then take the T2. They're probably
Sure.
already going to be here anyway.
There's likely not much hope for those stars anyway.
So really, the
Man, what a
spacey bot was
tragedy.
for them to take out half of their own top T2. Which, hey, in fairness, is one of 2 outer towers that they have remaining. Only problem is, I feel like this tower, even though this tower started later, it still is going down first. Considerably earlier, actually.
I don't think they're winning a tower trade.
No, they want to make this a base race.
They're not gonna base
win.
race.
And they've lost their faith in that concept.
Why did they try to blow up on me?
It's a great question. Oh my god, the Echo Slam, bro!
Pendleton. Jesus.
And we found the Lifestealer. Found the
He gets
Lifestealer with
dragged
the
all
RP.
the way back.
Heatwave pays for it, but what a slam.
It's like a clinic.
Oh, that
Super
Right.
over. Call GG.
It's a
We're
clinic
done
from
here.
the London team, I think.
And they've got the dust
think
ready. They
Magnus-
came prepared.
Magnus should not get through ever again against them.
And you sure as hell don't let the Tiny with the Magnus.
I don't think Tiny should get through in any game, I'll be honest.
Oh yeah. Lambert's like, DAE Tiny overrated, so talk to him.
I don't know about that.
Just go for T4s, yep. What is the Manoy team going to do? Answer! Call GG. And that's the ball game.
Oh, rest in peace, Vengeful Spirit.
Rip.
Lifestealer isn't taking this lion down. In fact, he's going to take this
Lying
in a
down.
really awkward default pose.
The second worst thing that happened to Pohahoro this week.
Now that's painful.
Alright!
I mean, it's a game too, whatever. If you're rolling one, who cares if you do some wacky stuff and lose?
Well, let's start off by calling the spade a spade. Dragon Knight has a 0% victory rate in this specific series. Oh, the DK pick here did not do them any favors. Literally, even without the Viper, he still just got completely knocked off the map. Frankly, if they wanted a better pushing mid in this specific match, they probably should have taken a cue from themselves and just ran the Viper again, to be honest with you. Just, I know Trashboat's a shard denier. Just force it down his goddamn throat, because you know you just hit the tower 2 or 3 times, and then the Spiderlings can legitimately just kill it from there. Broom Mother into Tiny is not fun. The thing I mentioned at the top of the game of the Spiderlings just come out and just feed about $1 million to Tiny, that ended up happening pretty much constantly.
Outside of his last hits, his net worth from kills alone was also astronomical.
The VS, in theory, was a good pick to stop the Magnus here, but I feel like VS's plate was just way too full, way too often, and I mean, look at that net worth she got. Completely written off this game. Like, there is nothing here. When Tennyson started this match at level 3, and he ends up at, like, level 3 at, like, 8 minutes, and he ends up at a higher level than you, like, you got super trashed this game.
Yeah, I gotta be real. Vengeful Spirit's one of those heroes that needs to be able to cast from range, and Aether Lens is a core item in almost any hero with a decent stun, in my opinion, but just simply didn't have it. Didn't have the money for it. Didn't have the time enough being alive to afford it. Even
That
with
is also
even with
momentum-based,
Philistone. Yeah, true.
I do have to wonder a little bit. You know, I don't mean to flame this particular person because Randy is going to get mad at me after the cast. I do wonder how things change if the swap on Tiny happens during lane phase. He actually takes a spill there. Because the biggest thing that happened in this game is just Tiny was just
Snowballed.
a question that was never answered. There was no point where they proved even kind of his mortality. The closest he ever got was that encounter, and he still didn't actually go down.
The forces of entropy could not stop this downhill snowball.
Right. A few things to say otherwise. The Lifestealer build here, I don't know about it. I feel like in a game like this, you like super duper need that shard. Like, if he had the ability to, at the very least, put out that wounds on some of these guys to stop them from just, you know, charging up to everybody, would have been a very good start to turning things around.
Yeah.
Tennyson had a very good performance here as Zero Shaker. I don't think his Night Stalker ended up being, like, Like, this Night Stalker, this happens to Night Stalker this game, whether or not he gets level 6 fairly quickly, and him getting level 6 didn't actually have that much to do with it. Having a bit more of a lame presence in this game, I think, would have done them definitely a good amount of good, because they had a lifeline, they had a potential policy to break out here in Lifestealer, and a lot of that was just because the one man, like, Night Stalker, not a great solo guy. He just wasn't able to keep up that partisan war against Lifestealer. Now, ultimately, it didn't work out because London got a great mid matchup, got a lot of farm, got a lot of early kills, and spiraled into absolute insanity. But in the world where you don't get that Magnus pick, things like that definitely do add up.
Now, post-game note I'd like to actually direct a little attention to. I feel like Skywrath, as far as his team was considered, performed really well. Definitely applied a lot of pressure to the point where it had Wizard really questioning what he was doing down there at bottom for a while, and that early kill really could have set things forward. It put Tiny in a difficult position where he couldn't go out and get his last hits as easily as he'd like. If he had kept up that kind of behavior, I feel like he could have played differently. Unfortunately, Tiny having that consistent of last hits early, I gotta be real here. Tiny's player, Silmarian, definitely knew what they were doing.
Right. And ultimately, I think the biggest issue at the end of the day did come down to this, and it's something I called in pick phase. Everybody on DaBush did 9/11, really, really, really squishy. Brood's not so squishy, but only in the case that she is actively attacking somebody. Lifestealer, same situation. If Lifestealer is not able to consistently attack somebody, or at least infest something, then he is surprisingly easily killed. Broodmother, same deal, and to that end, one man had the ability to stand up to anything on DaBush to 9/11. It was just the Dragon Knight, and if the 06 and 3 doesn't clue you in on that, yeah, it wasn't enough. Skywrath had a very strong start. VS had a pretty decent start. Even Broodmother had a pretty decent start, but it really didn't matter because eventually Tiny was able to just Q and W people almost to death on that front alone. You know, London was just able to charge people, and if anybody gets charged, they're just dead instantly. And lack of anybody really tanky on that lineup, I feel like, really just did not do them favors. I think a more conventional 3 and 2 would have done them a lot of good here.
Yeah, personally, I think in place of DK, Centaur would have done better, giving them the ability to run away from Tiny, Omni. Those are a bunch of heroes who need blank daggers to get their initiates in. And I'm going to be real, if they had actually managed to maintain a bit of a defensive line even to sort of keep them from getting to those backline characters who don't want to be in the melee, like say Skywrath, Vengeful Spirit, and kind of still saying that the Broodmother wasn't a great pick for this is an understatement.
Right.
I feel like they could have used a range hero who could more offensively just keep them from making that gap close.
Right. Well, either way, that's it for this series. So, as they say in Brooklyn, if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. I hope that button I just hit didn't do anything. It's too late to join Season 13, but if the abundance of stand-ins this league does not clue you in, we are definitely looking for a lot of those. If you are on the fence about standing in, here's a tip from me. Do it! Even if you don't want to stand in, there's a lot of just random queuing happening around this time of year. I'm there so you can talk to me and have me insult you to your face. Randy is also there, but he never says anything because he literally only uses Discord to DM, and that's it. And, yeah. And that's it.
I watch from the distance and judge you silently.
Yeah, Ocelot's not on the server. This post is... This isn't a post. I mean, it might be a post. It might get posted somewhere. This video has been sponsored by,
I already told you.
Do what?
I already told you, Swiss roll cakes.
Yeah, Swiss cake rolls. That's what I was gonna say, Doof.
Swiss cake rolls. There we go.
Sponsored by Swiss cake rolls. Actually by Hostess, because they make the Swiss cake rolls. And I mean,
No, we're just sponsored by one product.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We didn't have enough money for the whole deal. So
the rolls are sentient now. They've adapted sentience. That's why they taste funny. They're alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bad news is when I say it was sponsored, I mean that literally. We had a sponsorship and we lost it. That's two times in 2 weeks that we've lost at least one sponsor. We really got to work on that. So we'll be doing that off camera. See you then.